Less lethal tools for self-defense are an important part of your toolbox, but you gotta know they're not always effective. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Sussex in the UK. We see an officer-involved incident here against a man who is not just threatening, but using a hammer to try to kill people. Gonna learn some important lessons here about the limitations of the taser, the limitations of the baton, the limitations of chemical sprays, and about how dangerous a situation is when you have a firearm on you, but you're not willing to use it. We're going to listen into the audio from these officers' badge cams, and then we'll come back and learn some lessons from this one.
He's there, on the left, inside the doorway.
Go there! That's a taser!
Out you come!
Come out now!
Come out now!
Look at us and look at one! Put the hammer down! Move now! We're going to get close! Move! Down! On the floor! On the floor! Take the taser!
One of these guys has been hit with a hammer. Which one?
What a crazy fight. There are 8 lessons from this one on our website. Go make sure you click through the link in the description for that. But let's talk about some of the more significant lessons here. You see her reaching in there. She's got the dog, and then she's going to reach in there. She's got her spray there, and they're trying to pull this guy out of here and arrest him peacefully. And I think that's actually a very commendable thing. But you can see here, we see an officer, look at all the non-lethal force they've got. They've got a dog, they've got spray, they've got the taser out. But you can see that this officer has a firearm on his hip, and you got a guy that they know is a problem who is non-compliant. Well, he's gonna come out of there, and they're gonna try to get in there to this guy and get him out of there still with the taser in hand. Now, we know that he's got a hammer on him, but they don't know what he's got on him at that point. So this is a very, very dangerous situation. And one of the things that I want to notice is they pop him with the taser there, and you can see the fact they got him a couple times, but the taser's not effective because of his coat. Taser's a fantastic tool and a very useful tool. As a non-law enforcement officer, I often carry a taser, but we have to recognize that it's not 100%. It's not foolproof, and so you got to be able to move from those less lethal tools to the lethal tools when lethal force is warranted, which this guy swinging a hammer around who's angry and attacking people certainly is. I want to notice here that this female officer is able to use this pillar as a safety device here to stay out of range of the hammer. Incredibly effective tool to stay out of range if you possibly can, because then he can't get you. But what you notice here is he's able to get around. She can't use it forever. You got to be able to use your other tools, because he's able to corner her away from the pillar there and now attack her with the hammer. You go read the news story. She was hit with the hammer on the neck, actually, which is very, very dangerous. Thankfully, it didn't harm her very, very badly. She's able to stay in the fight, even though she took a couple of them here. Now we can see this first officer on our right. He's trying to get another cartridge on his taser to try it again. Don't think that was a wise idea. And our other officer is using his baton, but now we got a baton versus a hammer fight. That's a very dangerous, absolutely deadly threat environment. And we're going to also see this other officer here is going to try to get her spray out, and the spray is actually going to be effective. But we have to ask the question, was it the best choice here? These officers had deadly force available, and while I think it's commendable that they didn't use it in this instance, I think they put themselves at deadly risk multiple times in not using it. This is why we talk about a force options, especially in an American context, and being ready and willing to use the deadly force option to prevent a deadly threat to you and yours in the moment. These officers certainly could have done that morally. Again, legally and police procedure-wise, I don't know about the UK, but they certainly could have. And that's why we got to know when to use different tools so that they're ready for us and willing to use them when we need them to cover our asp.